Now we're going back to the we have a motion, almost forgot, on F7 and F8 on the budget. Everybody understand? Okay, who was that? Mr. Lau, and I had a second by Mr. Lewis. Okay, is there discussion on this? All right, Mr. French.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wasn't planning on speaking until Commissioner Hasty mentioned the uniqueness of Blount County. And I think we are unique. I think part of what makes us unique is the people within the county, all the people within the county. And in saying that, I want us to strive to be unique. I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to be like every other county in Tennessee. I don't want the state of Tennessee to be like every other state in the union. If we strive to be average, we're never going to solve any problem. If we strive to be average, then we need to be 47th or 48th in our tax rate, because that's average. That's the average. We've got 95 counties. If we strive to be average, we need to be 47th or 48th in our tax rate. If we strive to be like other states in the union, then we need to raise our property taxes if we do that. If we strive to be like Pennsylvania, then we're going to have to initiate a state income tax. I don't want to be like other states. I don't want to be like other counties. I want us to strive to be different and to take care of the people of the county. And I think the committee that Mr. Wright suggested at the Agenda Commission is going to do that. And I think we can find other revenue sources. I don't want to strive to be average. And if you do, then as far as I'm concerned, you're in the wrong county. Don't strive to be average. Strive to be better than the rest of the counties. Strive to be better than the rest of the states. And like I said, I wasn't planning on speaking, but Mr. Hasty brought up the uniqueness, and I want to be a unique county. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Folks?
I support being unique. This is a unique place. That's why I live here. However, we're not average. We're below average in efficiency. We're spending a lot more money to provide our services than other counties. And that's what we need to fix. And if we need to fix that to become the best, then let's do it. Now, I'd just like to ask Mr. Herron to put up slide 26 for me. This is a slide from the Citizens for Better Government presentation that was made originally last January, and boy has it come true. Just take a moment and read that. Are people threatened by the very act of comparison? Are we hearing it's different and you can't compare? This slide was made 5 months ago. Interesting that this is the reaction that we're getting from some people. We surely can do better than that. Now I'd like to ask Mr. Herron to put up slide 6. This is a slide that shows inflation, the orange line. Okay, and we're all lucky these days if our incomes are keeping up with inflation, and that goes for the county employees as well. I understand the pressure you're under. But basically, that's the rate, if we're lucky, that our incomes are going up. Now, let's go to slide 7. That's our spending on the schools. It hasn't even been keeping up with inflation. Let's go to slide 8. That's spending on roads, and if you average it, it hasn't been keeping up with inflation. Now, slide 9. Whoa, wait a minute. That's our general fund spending, half of which is the Sheriff's Department. And that's growing at 2.5 times inflation, 2.5 times your income. That's the rate at which that's growing. Whoa. If it keeps doing that, it's going to grow way faster than your income. And in the end, that can't last. And that's why we've got to cut spending. And let's just look at the next slide. That's our debt service costs. And notice we compressed the scale. Our $250 million in debt, which we paid $4 million on last year, is sinking us. Sumner County has $145 million in debt, and they paid off $30 million, and they don't have any debt beyond 2019.
Mr. Folks.
Our debt,
Mr. Folks.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, I know, Mr. Folks.
You cannot.
Are we in a slide presentation here?
I am trying to communicate.
We have asked you for your analysis of everything over a number of months, and now
I offered to give it.
Pick it up.
I offered to give it to this commission on multiple occasions. You did not take me up on it. I only have.
You never would give it to us.
Oh, that is not correct. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Chairman,
yes,
you need to review the minutes of the May meeting where I made a proposal to make this presentation. It was voted down. So, and by the way, the chair is not supposed to be arguing from the chair.
I'm not arguing. I'm asking questions. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so this is our debt service, which is sinking us. And here lies the problem. Sumner County has $145 million in debt, and they don't have any debt that's going to be paid off beyond 2019. We have $230 million worth of debt, and it goes all the way out to 2039. Now, if we want to be the best, we've got to fix those problems. And I want to be the best. Thank you.
I know we get a bunch of laughs. Go ahead, Mr. Carver.
Commissioner Foltz, May the 17th, I requested that you give this presentation to us to review in hard copy so we could have a discussion on it. On April the 12th, and if you want to look on the recording, at 2 hours and 26 minutes and 40 seconds, you stated that the members who were reluctant to share this. Who are these people that are on the Citizens for Better Government? You know, it's kind of, I don't know who's telling me these reports. You know, it's kind of surprising that you wouldn't give us to review it, to have a discussion, and then you come up here and discuss it in front of everybody without us giving the opportunity to look at it. And that's a shame. That's a real shame that you would do that. Other people in the community, professor of economics, he talked about it. There's a lot of people that are talking about it, and they gave the reports out to be looked at. You wouldn't give us what was requested. I went to 2 of your meetings. They were just raw numbers without details the way I looked at it. And I find that just not the way to do it. You had this sent to us on June the 14th on emails by our secretary. So I don't understand why you'd bring it up now when you wouldn't be willing to let us see it, review it, and have a discussion. Or whoever the members are of Citizens for Better Government. I'm kind of curious of who that is, the people that did this report. And again, you did say that they were reluctant for you to share this.
Yeah, I've got Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright. Well, I would take issue with a couple of things, Mr. Folks. First of all, you don't have all the information, or apparently you've left it out or something, because there's not enough information there that backs this up. Your overspending thing, I don't know where you got that, but for instance, Sumter County, if we just had their tax rate, if we had their tax base, then our taxes would be $1.43 here, not $2.05. So you cannot compare spending from one county to another, especially when the departments are set up differently in each county. And you've also got a little thing in there called grants. You have to increase budgets to accommodate the grants. Some counties have those, some of them don't. So this, as far as I'm concerned, this information right here is totally worthless to me.
I've called the question. Have a second. Have a second. We're voting on call for question. We'll call the roll. Just to suit you, sir. Okay, you want to call the roll, Mr. Clerk?
Who was the second to French?
Yeah. Mr. French, and I had a second by who? Mr. Moon.
What are we being polled on?
We're voting for call for question, which ends the debate.
You have 18 yeses and 3 noes.
I have 18 yeses to end debate. We will be voting on F7. If I'm right, F8. Everybody understands. All right, Mr. Farmer, let's get that on. Got you.
Because I am an employee of Blount County Schools, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience, to my obligations, to my constituents, and the citizens this body represents.
All right, who else do I have? Okay, Mr. Leal.
Yes, sir, thank you. As a former employee of Blount County, I may have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience and to my obligation to my constituents and the citizens this body represents.
Okay, Mr. Carver.
Because I'm an employee of East Tennessee Medical Group, I may have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I declare that my argument and my vote answers only to my conscience, my obligation to my constituents, that the citizens of this body represents.
Mr. Helton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Because I'm an employee of juvenile court, I have conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience and to my obligation to my constituents and the citizens this body represents.
I have Mr. Hasty.
Because my wife is an employee of Blount County government, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience and to my obligation to my constituents and the citizens this body represents.
I have Mr. Harrison.
Because I am an employee of Blount County Highway Department government, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted on. However, I declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience and to my obligation to my constituents and to the citizens this body represents.
I have Mrs. Birchfield.
Because I am a former employee of Blount County Juvenile Court, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal about to be voted. However, I declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience and to my obligation to my constituents and the citizens this body represents.
Okay, I see the board is clear. Everyone understands what they are voting on. We're voting on F7 and F8. If you're ready to vote, you may vote.
You have 12 yeses and 9 noes.
The motion's passed, both,